r/datingoverforty. National Bluer Yahweh 8836 says. Date made some unflattering comments about her teenage daughter. I have been on 2 dates with a woman, all great. She very attractive, fit, and successful in her career. All conversation etc great. On both dates she made negative comments about her daughter. One was the daughter wanted to DoorDash dinner and my date made the comment no more fast food, because her daughter has been gaining weight. The next date we were talking a bit about our kids. She made comments about her daughter being a slob and doesn't take care of herself. I don't know the situation, but these comments took me off guard. I felt bad for her daughter. If the daughter comments never happened, these dates would have been perfect. If this comes up again, how should I handle it? Kakopoli says. It depends. I find our culture's obsession with being only positive to be seriously off-putting. I love my kids, but they are also huge pains in the ass. The weight comment? That's wrong. Even if the date has concerns, sharing them with her date, first date no less, ain't right. The kid is a slob. On the fence here. My kid is definitely a slob. Drives me insane. Almost all teenagers are though. Canstress_this enough says. Now imagine your mom going out on a date and calling you a fat slob to some random guy you don't know but may potentially meet someday. What a jerk. Hazy_Jane says. I don't need to imagine this. My mom complained to random people about my grades, behavior, looks. As a grown-up, I see it as bright red flag in people, and if I meet someone like that, I avoid them at all cost. Op, she talked like this about her daughter with you. You can bet she talked like this about you to her friends. Block and delete. Forget you have ever known her. No matter how hot and successful she is, she will make you miserable. Peachy_penguin1 says. Honestly, that's enough to stop seeing her. Awful she's saying these things at all. Bizarre she's saying them on first and second dates. If she views and treats her daughter like this, I can't imagine how she treats other people. I wouldn't stick around to find out. Comments like this do lifelong damage to girls. It's abusive. Endless Pie says. If that's how she thinks and talks to relative strangers about a life she created, you have no reason to believe she'll respect you more. Wishful Woe says. The way someone talks about the people they are supposed to love unconditionally on a first and second date no less says a lot about the type of person they are. What she said may well be true, but she shouldn't have said them to a stranger. Imagine how she makes her daughter feel. Frick, I'm terrible, I bet. I don't know if you've got kids, but if you do, I'd 100% run from this woman who doesn't even shy away from embarrassing and shaming her own child to someone she doesn't even know. What the hell does she say/do when she's fully comfortable around someone? What would she say in front of her daughter at that point? If you don't have your own kids, still, your gut is telling you something, so I'd listen to it. Number 13 says. I would not pursue a third date. She sounds like a narcissist. I feel bad for the daughter too. r/datingoverforty. To Talta Cheek says. What is the difference between single and divorced if the divorce was almost 25 years ago? I'm totally lost when people ask if I'm single or divorced. I became divorced in 2000. Am I single or am I divorced and single or just divorced? Confused. Peachy_penguin1 says. If they ask if you're single or divorced, then they're asking about your marital status, so in that case you'd say you're divorced. If someone just asks if you're single, then they're asking if you're in a relationship. In that case you'd say you're single. Shadowig says. Single equals never been married, divorced equals no longer married. Water's Edge 50 says. I'm divorced, but I identify as single. Klutzy_ad_8085 says. I describe myself as divorced and proudly wear that label. I don't know why you wouldn't say you aren't if you are. For some women, they want a guy that is no kids, never married, I suppose. Triplet the hamster says, I don't know why I would tell anybody that I'm not divorced when I have been divorced for over a decade. At the moment, I'm a divorcee who happens to be single. If I get married again someday, then my marital status will reflect that instead. Maybe I'm missing something here. Madame Monk says, I'm single. I was once married, many years ago. Dizzy_I5257 says, it's about what type of relationship experience you have had. Like it or not, going through a marriage and divorce is a life experience and leaves a mark, good or bad. Hugo 99001 says, why not just say divorced in 2000? Alternatively, you could go with yes. It really depends on why they are asking. Jupiter Saturn says, you are both. They aren't exclusive. I'm widowed and single because I'm no longer married. Clay 8 says, you're divorced. OK Cause 1108 says, you are divorced. Single means never married. The difference could be huge depending on one's spiritual beliefs, but is minor to most people these days. Just be upfront and state you are divorced so the person inquiring can then ask the follow-up questions and decide if you are what they are looking for. r/datingoverforty. Ask_Johnny_Mac says, live separately for years. I am 56, have been dating a woman F49 for 9 months who is really great in so many ways. My kids are in college or have graduated. She has one son who is just entering high school. We are not likely to combine households anytime soon as I have no plans to sell my house and she appropriately wants to keep her son in their home and in the same school district. She also wants more than just dates and sleepovers. I'm beginning to have a hard time seeing how all of these wants and needs can be met. She has hinted at marriage. I'm not getting married again as I'll never subject myself to another divorce. Thoughts? Personal_benefit_402 says, seems like you know what you want. I'd have a frank discussion about goals while being willing to just make the hard choices and live with the consequences of owning up to what you both want, meaning, if you don't want to get married and she does, then you'll accept that you should break up. PSMF_Canuck says, if she has hinted at marriage, might be worth having an open and frank discussion about it. Like, now. And that discussion isn't you saying never point, it's you listening to what she wants, so the two of you can figure out if there is a workable path to meet the need that's underneath her hint. Marriage isn't the thing. It's the thing to get to the thing. That's what you'll need to figure out, that second thing. Alec_Tricity says, my dude, you are 59 years old. Make your partner part of the solution. It's you and her vs the problem, not you vs her. Don't come to us, go to her, haha. Anaform says, I'm failing to see where any conversations were had about any of this. Looks like you know exactly what you don't want and are beginning to figure out what she does want. Personally, at 52, I'm too old for this kind of miscommunication. Within the first month I want to know your goals, and I'm stating mine. I don't want my time wasted, since none of us know how much of it is left. Have the conversations, be kind and honest. We can't know what will work for her and the two of you, based on your post. Freelancer00 says, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, yes, you need to talk about this. You've been together 9 months and feel like the relationship is great in many ways. So when you do have that conversation, make sure you're approaching it as you and her together trying to solve this problem and not her wants and needs vs your wants and needs. Make this about finding a way forward together and don't make it combative. Battinus says, You both have dated 9 months and you never told her you don't plan on getting married? How? If she wanted to get married, how did this relationship even get far? r/datingoverforty. To Jerry Year 8402 says. Giving out a Google number. If I meet a guy off the dating app and he wants to talk outside the app, I tend to want to give him my Google number at first. I often get, "I'm not on this app a lot. What's your number?" And I tell him, "Here's my Google number." In my experience, most though not all, seem to be bothered by this. One guy told me he was worth more than that. I give out my Google number for safety reasons. My address and a lot of other information about me and my life can be easily found out from my real number. Someone can sound sane and together and then turn out not to be. Should I just tell them I want to stay on the app talking for a while until I'm sure? Don't men understand I'm looking out for my own safety? Update. Thanks for all your input, even the salty ones. Lol, so here's the message I sent to the latest potential. Happy beautiful Saturday to you. If you're okay with it, here's my Google number. Number redacted, just for now until we know each other better. A lady's gotta look out for herself online. I hope you are having an amazing time. Name redacted. His response, lol, yeah, that's fine. Miss O'Shea Lolt says. Why do you need to tell him that it's your Google number? Yes, people should understand basic safety precautions. But no one wants to hear, because I'm not sure that you're sane and together yet, even if it's true. Just give the number with no disclaimer. Hugo 99001 says. And I tell him, here's my Google number. Why not just tell him, here's my number? Problem solved. But really, anyone getting bucked over this is probably best avoided anyway. Gives says. I completely agree. I don't even say it's a Google number because it comes to my phone anyway. It is safer, and you should keep it as safe as you can. If someone gets all uppity, well, there's your red flag. Smurf Blossom says. I think telling them it's a Google number might be creating most of this problem. I switched to a Google number 15 years ago to save money and have never been happier. I don't actually remember the non-Google number that I used to activate it and have no voicemail associated with whatever that number is. So as far as I'm concerned, my Google number is my only number, and any guy having a problem with that is just that. A guy with a problem. Lifelong Learner says. It's important to recognize that he isn't honoring your boundaries. You do not need to explain, justify, or defend your boundaries. If he can't honor an easy boundary, like privacy, he won't be able to honor a more difficult one. Just saying. Undrunk Panda says. Just don't tell them it's your Google number. Why are you overthinking this? Triplet the Hamster says. Here's my number. Don't men understand I'm looking out for my own safety? You really don't want me to tell you what I think about this question. Big Disaster 46 says. I don't tell them it's a Google number. They find out when I finally give them my real number, if I ever do. Thematic Laos Ninja says. I absolutely love that idea, shows caution, consideration, and integrity. If I was on date and they gave me a Google number, I would be pursuing further and getting to know that person. I definitely understand that you want to protect yourself, and I would help. Big green flag. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.